Hello, you're welcome. My name is Jolita and it's so nice to have you here. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this smock top that has a sweetheart neckline and the bustier area is loose. This is the second part of the 3-piece kimono outfit I made. The video for the kimono and the shorts are already up on the channel, and this is the part where I'm going to make the smock top. For the smock top, you need a fabric that is at least 10 inches more than your bust measurement, and you can do more than 10 inches, but you just need something that after smoking you can wear it. You know that this doesn't have any zipper or anything. So I'm folding my fabric into 4, and the fabric I'm folding will accommodate my bust measurement plus 10 inches, and I'm marking my baseline here. So I'm going to measure my bust measurement, which is 10, which is 40 divided by 4, which is 10, and I'm going to add 2.5 inches. So this 2.5 inches, when you add it up into 4 places, is going to give us the 10 inches. You can add up to 3 or 4 inches, and I would really advise that. I just did this because my fabric was limited, so I had to work with what I had. After doing that, I measured the length of my top, which is 17 inches, and I add 2.5 inches hemming allowance. To create the sweetheart neck and where I'm putting my strap, I measure it like this, and I fold my tape into 2, and I'm going to measure that half that I got, and that is where my sweetheart would be. So I'm going to measure 2 inches down in the center, and I'm marking it. So I'm joining it with the other line, and you can see the sweetheart is already forming. Then I measure 2 inches down from the side as well, and I join it to the center line, so you can see that our sweetheart is formed. So I'm cutting this out, and I cut it out like this. So we have one long top. You can see that the opening is only on one side. So I'm going to flip this one open so that I will cut the other side, because the back does not have the sweetheart. So I'm going to just cut it out so that it will give me a straight line at the back. But I'm going to mark those high points of the sweetheart because that's where my strap is going to be. So for the strap, I measured 2.5 inches on fold, and the length of the strap is going to be 25 inches. You can do more if you want. And I add 1 inch hemming allowance. So I'm cutting this on the blue, 2 of them, and I'm cutting the purple, 2 of them. I ran out of purple, so I'm using the main fabric. So here I'm just cutting the other one. So you are going to have 4 straps, 2 in front and 2 at the back. Then you tie them together to make your strap. So you can see what I have. After cutting my straps, I'm going to hem the down part of the top. So now I'm going to use my elastic thread. I have a purple one here, so I'm rolling it like this, so you don't make it too tight and let it not be too loose as well. So after rolling it, then I cut it. What I'm doing here is I'm marking 1/2 inch dots. These dots are going to help me sew on a straight line with the elastic thread. So that's what I'm doing. Most times I don't even do this, but this is for people who need this guidance. Most times I just eyeball it and I use my machine as my guide. So you can skip this step if you can just use your eyes to measure the distance between your seams. I'm using the purple thread as well, and this is how I thread it. So I'm putting the bobbin into the bobbin case with the elastic thread and putting it under like normal. So you're going to fix it on your machine like you normally do, and then you pull it out with the top thread as usual. So I'm going to bring my top, and I'm starting the seam from down, but I leave like 1.5 inches. So I don't want to do just like directly. So here we have our smoking. So it's already making it elastic, as you can see. So you just keep doing this back and forth. As you're sewing with the elastic thread, you have to like be pulling it on the other side so that it will not, create gathers or plaits that you don't want, so that it will lay flat. And this is how I do it with my hand. So I keep doing this until I get to like my under bust. So you can just measure from your under bust to the top of your bust, and whatever you get. So for example, you get 7 inches, you're going to measure 7 inches from the top to wherever 7 inches stops, and that's where your elastic seaming will stop. So I'm done with this smoking for the down part, and now I'm going to use my bias tape to cover the raw edge. So here I'm placing my right side of the bias on the right side of the fabric, and I'm sewing it with that tiny allowance that is there. So that's what I do, and I sew it all the way around on the curvy side, on the Sweetheart neckline. And the bias goes up and the bias goes up and down, and that's what I do. So after doing this, then I'm going to flip it and sew it again. If you have experience with bias, then what you usually do is basically what I did. So I'm done with that first one. So you can see that this is what I have. Then I'm going to flip it like this and close it. Then I'm going to sew on the edge. So I'm done with that, and this is what I have. And now I'm going to use the elastic thread to kind of sew on this curvy line. This is what I do. I'm going to sew on the curvy line like 3 times. So the 3 lines I will sew with the elastic thread will give me a kind of tightness at the bust area, at the top part of the top, so that it will not fall off. You can see that I've run the stitches. So I lay my top, then I use my tape to measure the full bust area, like the length of it. Then I'm going to fold my tape into 2, and I'm also going to fold it into 2 again. So whatever I have, I'm going to measure on both sides, and this would be where I'm going to place my straps for the back. The front, I already know where I'll place it. It will be the highest point of the sweetheart neck, but I need to know where I'll place it for the back, and this is how I mark it. Now I'm bringing my strap, and I'm going to fold it in like this, so that I will just sew a straight stitch on the fabric. So I'm going to place it like this, let it face up, so that when you're done it will be up, or you can make it face down. Then after I stitch the first one, then you flip it and stitch again. So this is how I stitch it, and this is how I do the rest as well. So I put my baby blue straps on one side and my lavender straps on the other side. So now I'm going to stitch the side together. I'm going to stitch it together. So it's just one side that is open. So that's the side I'm going to stitch together. When I'm done stitching, I'm going to take it to my weaving machine and weave the edge, and then we are done. So I am done with the top. The rest is to iron it, and then I will just rock it. And these are some pictures that I took with it. I even went to the beach in it, and you can see how I tied the straps at the back in this picture, in this video rather, and in this one I tied it to the front. So the idea is for you to make a bow tie from it. So that's basically the top. It is always nice having you. Make sure you subscribe and always stop by so we'll do awesome things together. Remember that the full tutorial on how to do the kimono and the shorts are also on the channel, so check it out so you can make this fabulous 3-piece for yourself and for your clients. My name is Jolita Aaron the Map. Have a fabulous day. Bye.